Welcome to a new video, my friends. What a couple of unprecedented days we had here in my part of world. Well, nature and how much we cannot control what she wants to do. What was supposed to be on Tuesday night only a spring storm turned to something I never experienced in my long, almost 58 years old life. It lasted only half an hour, maybe even less, but the damage it left behind, it lasts until now, because there is still around 80,000 households. They don't have power, the electricity. Now we were the lucky one. Power was restored last night at around 11:30, and I had a couple of nights in a candlelight. What have I missed the most? You know, life was very manageable even without the power. But let's not forget, we have a gas stove, so I was able to cook. The only inconvenience was that I had to turn the flame on with lighting a match, a lighter actually, because didn't have the electricity lighter on. We were lucky because the water was running. We even had a hot water. So what was really missing? Well, the use of electronics. In my case, my little laptop that provides all my entertainment in the evening hours. My laptop where I watch YouTube videos, the little shows that sort of put me to sleep around those midnight hours, if I get lucky. So that wasn't there. So I had to reach out for different tools. It sure was peaceful. Down on the street in a neighborhood, the darkness everywhere. I bet you animals enjoyed it. I was just thinking about birds and animals, that they actually probably felt more like in a forest. What was disturbing though was the neighbor down the road with his old type, really loud generator. So the power is back. And I only hope that the nature will have mercy on us, because a new storm was just announced and it's pretty much around the corner. So let me show you from the street, up the street and around in the neighborhood, few pictures I took from the damage that happened. since life is sort of back to normal, I managed to go a little bit out, just a little bit, to my nature. Just a little bit, because the clouds were hanging pretty dark, and I would not want to get caught in that. But got to see the lake that I love so much, anytime during the year. This is what it looked like in the springtime at the beginning of May. We are already in the month of May. In no time summer will start. Happy May, everyone, and enjoy everything out there. Because if you live in the 4 seasons, you know you just blink and the next thing, winter will be here. At least to me, time is running so fast the older I get. Beautiful Raccoon State Park, and everything is getting greener and greener. And look at the little goose. What you doing there all alone? Where is your group? And you wanna know how far is to Paris, France from here? 3,783 miles. And you wanna know how far from here it is to North Pole in Alaska? 3,898 miles. And England and other places. Little mental health insert, just like sometimes I talk about. One of the last things I was told by medical professionals was that I live in sympathetic nervous system. Now, sympathetic nervous system and the people who get stuck in it get basically stuck in a fight and flight mode, which is a mode when human being is in alert state in a case of emergency or a danger. The optimal for human being to live is in parasympathetic nervous system, which is digest and rest. Rest and digest. Now, can you imagine how hard it is on individual to be living in a fight and flight stage, day and night? So there is lots of techniques and tools and ways how to bring the body out of that stage and shift it towards the rest and digest. And this is what has to be my main task for myself, for my life, in the next few days and years down the path. So the little thing like today, even though the weather was not quite right, but to get a little chair, sit under the tree with the feet planted down on the ground and look at that lake, even just for half an hour, and breathe and clear the mind, was something that the doctor would prescribe. Even a short one, but it was beautiful. Little getaway, little meditation by the lake, and now it's starting to rain. I'll see you in the next video, my friends. Take care. Bye. Yes, reading a book by candlelight. I have never seen more vicious storm than what we've gone through tonight, and the power is out. A night number 2 without electricity. Lucy, what, Puddy? We don't have power still. Can you believe it? Since yesterday, and it's noon today.